सप्तदशो अध्यायः 17th chapter. अर्जुन उवाच ये शास्त्रविधिम् उत्सृज्य यजन्ते श्रद्धयान्विताः. Now Shraddhatraya Vibhaga Yoga. Now he is going to divide the Shraddha, earnestness. Earnestness. And then he is able to divide them and see three types of Shraddha. ये शास्त्र विधिम उत्सृज्य यजन्ते श्रद्धयान्विताः तेषां निष्ठा तु का कृष्ण सत्वमोहो रजस्तमः. Krishna, ye whosoever shastra vidim, whatever is prescribed in the shastras, utsrujya, giving up. I don't care, I don't want to follow the rule book, I don't want to follow that. But shraddhaya anvitaha, but at the same time they are earnest about it. Okay, they are, see, I'll tell you, I have two sons, they showed some interest in music, so I engaged a music teacher, and then they were learning the steps for 2-3 months into it. Then I used to listen to them. When I was young, I wanted to learn music, but I didn't have the opportunity. So I told the teacher, I also would like to learn music. So he gave me some lessons. There are three what call parameters in Indian music. One is the raga, the tune where you have got to stick to the notes, raga. The other one, the thala. Thala means the rhythm. The rhythms are varying. Different songs have different things. 1-beat rhythm, 3-beat rhythm, 7-beat rhythm, 9-beat rhythm. Like that, they keep on singing. So, one particular section, you cannot stop. You got to complete the 7 beats before you go to the next 7 beats. I was not comfortable with that. I always had because you got to follow a particular beat. I have to remember that, and then along with that I got to remember the notes and all. It was difficult. So I will ask him to do the he will use the beats. He will show me the beat, but I won't do it. I will just follow the music. But over a period of time it became difficult. Then he said that this is not the way to sing. I can't be doing your you have got to do it. You have got to do it yourself. So avidhim, I said, no, I like this, but I won't follow the rules. I won't follow them. ये शास्त्र विधिं उत्सृज्य यजन्ते श्रद्धयान्विताः तेषां निष्ठा तु का कृष्ण सत्वमोहो रजस्तमः. Krishna, ye whosoever shastra vidhim, whatever is prescribed in the shastras, utsrujya, giving up, but shraddhaya anvita, but still interested with earnestness, yajante, they worship you, tesham, for them, nishta, what their position, ka, what is their position? Sattvam rajaha aho tamaha. Is it sattva, rajas or tamas? That's his question. If a person is still really interested in worshipping you, is very earnest about it, but doesn't want to follow the rules, what will you say? Is it sattvic or rajasic or tamasic? Yes. Good question. The Lord said, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha, Trivida bhavati shraddha dehinam sa svabhavaja sattviki rajasi chaiva tamasi cheti tam shrunu. Dehinam, for all those people who have taken a birth, Swabhavaja means what you call inherently, sa shraddha, the shraddha or the earnestness, satvika, rajasi or rajasic, tamasi or tamasic. This way, trivida, 3 types of bhavati are there, tam shrunu. I have shraddha, but I will try to explain to you what is satvika shraddha, rajasika shraddha or tamasic shraddha. Sattvanurupa sarvasya shraddha bhavati bharata shraddha mayoyam purusho yo yat shraddha sa eva saha. Bharata, Arjuna, sarvasya, everyone, for all, shraddha or earnestness or faith, sattva anurupa, in arising out of the sattvic samskara, bhavati is there. Ayam Purushaha, this individual, Shraddhamayaha, is full of Shraddha, Yaha, whosoever, Tat Shraddhaha, whatever Shraddha, Saha, Sayeva, he is fit for that but Shraddha. He said that if you have Shraddha, if you have Shraddha, that itself is Sattvika. Shraddha, a man is his Shraddha, whatever I am, whatever belief I have in, or whatever how earnest I am, I become that particular person. यजन्ते सात्विका देवानि यक्षरक्षांसि राजसाः प्रेतान् भूतगणांश्चान्ये यजन्ते तामसा जनाः. Now he tries to say everybody has got earnestness. Okay? Everybody is got. It all depends upon the Shraddha is on what. Shraddha is on what. Shraddha is the same. I don't say Shraddha is different. But then, depending upon what I am worshipping or what I am doing, my Shraddha can be classified into Sattvika, Rajasika and Tamasika, depending upon the types of deities you worship. If I worship, if I do something, I got Shraddha, but at the same time, if I do something which is not right, isn't it? Whatever is not right, suppose my goal is not right, I have got Shraddha in that, then it is not good. I have Shraddha, everybody has got Shraddha, but then what I do could be Tamasik, Rajasik or Sattvic. So, from that point of view, Shraddha can be divided into Tamasik, Rajasik or Sattvic. Sattvikaha, those people who are Sattvic, Devane, the divine beings, Yajante, they worship, you see. They worship the sun, they worship Shiva, they worship what you call the various devas associated with nature. So, he says, if the people worship the various deities, such a thing is called Sattvika Shraddha, Yajante. Rajasaha, those who are Rajasic, Yaksha Rakshamsi, Yakshas and Raksha, see, Rakshasa. In fact, in India, there are smaller devatas, you know, they can be worshipped so that you get immediate benefits, and also you can use those powers to, what you call, to harm other people. This kind of worship is there, you know, mantra, they use mantra and all that. He said that one is called Yaksharakshamsi Rakshasaha, Anye Tamasaha Janaha. In addition to that, there are Tamasic Janaha, Tamasic people, Pretane, Bhutaganane, Ejante. What is the Pretane? I don't know whether you are familiar with that. They are the people who do puja for dead bodies. They are mostly in the Smashana. Smashana are the burial ground or cremation ground, and then, you know, a particular type of particular practices have been developed, which are called, he calls them as Tamasic. Okay, I will tell you this. When I was young, you know, again, we used to have what you call some people who are called Pashupatas, you know, different. What they do is they go and do worship in the cremation ground early in the morning, about 3-4 o'clock. And then, you know, they have ashes and all that, and then they go through the city or the village or whatever, and then they say something in the morning, you know, they say something aloud, in each house they will say something good, or sometimes they say something bad, and then the second round they come and then ask for something. They normally ask for old clothes, you know, you give them old clothes and then they go away. So what do? They worship the pretas and all that. And then people are afraid of them. People are afraid because they say that what you call black magic, you know, they have got those capacities. So you are afraid of them. So one day one of them came, and then the morning he said something, and about 4 o'clock he came again. My father never believed in these things. He never would believe in all these things. So as soon as he came and then started saying and then asked for, my father said, no, I won't give anything, just go away. He got very angry, and then he, cursed my father. In the sand, he created a circle and then said he will die in a week's time or something like that. He went away. Well, my father didn't bother about it, but I was young, so I was afraid. I was very afraid at that time. You know, I used to worry, and then for 1 week I could not sleep properly. I think I may be about 10, 11 years old at that time. I can't even ask my father, you don't go. So after a week I became relieved. Then what happened was, you don't have to believe everything these people say, you know. Okay. Right. The postscript, my father lived for 50 years after that. We'll go to the next one, fifth one. Ashastra vihitam ghoram tapyante ye tapo janaha dambahankara samyuktaha kamaraga balanvitaha. Having talked about the worship, now he's going to the next thing called tapas. What is tapas? Tapas is austerity, that's one translation. Many people do tapas, they follow vratas, you know vrata. So they fast, they, you know. Ashastra vihitam, not specifically mentioned in the Shastras, but then, you know, many times you come up with your own what you call tapa procedures. Ghoram tapyante ye tapo janaha, dambahara ahankara yuktaha, kamaraga balanvitaha, कर्षयन्तः शरीरस्थं भूतग्राम अचेतसः मां च एव अन्तःशरीरस्थं तान् विद्यासुर निश्चयान्. So he is again with the third group, a number of people who torture themselves. I don't know. Again, you must come to India to see this, especially in South India. They pierce their cheeks, and then very severe tapas. And some people fast for, in certain religions, they allow them to fast for a number of days. So you torture yourself, and then they do ghora tapas. It's called ghora tapas. Mostly it is done by the Rakshasas, or Rakshasic tendencies. So here he is, Damba Ahankara Samyuktaha. You ask them why they are doing it, why are you doing this? Because somebody else does it, let me also do it. Somebody says, I went to this particular temple or particular worship I did, and then number of people join. They are not according to the Shastras. You don't find any of those things in the Shastras. But over a period of time, these things develop. If you ask them why they are doing, no, they don't know. This is good. That's what somebody says. I will also do this. Damba. Okay, Damba means what? Damba is conceit. Damba means conceit. Ahankara, ego. Samyuktaha. Okay. Kama raga bala anvitaha. Kama means desire. If I do this, I will get this. I do this, that's what somebody told me. So I will do it. I will do it for 10 years. I will do it for 14 years. If I do this, this will happen. Kama raga, again attachment. Kama raga samanvitaha. Ye achetasaha janaha. Ye these. Achetasaha means non-thinking. They don't think. They just follow. Many times the guru says, you do this, we blindly follow. And achetasaha, without applying their own mind. Sharirastham, that's very good. Sharirastham, Sharira means body, stham. What is inside your body? Sharirastham bhutagrama. Bhutagrama means the five bhutas, panchabhutas, bhutagrama. The collection of all the five bhutas. What are the five bhutas? Prithvi, Apte, Vayu, Akasha, bhutagrama. Anta sharirastham, and whatever is inside. Mam cha. Mam means the God is supposed to exist in every body. So not only torture their own body, they also torture me who is living in this body. So that is why they said that the body should be properly protected, because the Lord lives in this body. So I don't want to torture this body, so that it is going to be, it doesn't really affect the Lord, but at the same time he says that this is what these people do. Mam karshayantaha. They karshayantaha means they torture me. Ashastra vihitam. It is nowhere mentioned this is how it is to be done. Shastras don't say this. If you ask them how did it, over a period of time these things develop. Ashastra vihitam. Ghoram tapaha. Tapas means what you call austerity. Ghoram means very severe tapaha. Ghoram tapaha. Tapyante. They do tapas. Tan asura nischayane vidhi. They are the people who do asuric kind of worship. He talked about them in the third previous sloka. He extends it and then say the way they go about doing the tapas is to torture me and also themselves.
But they do it with the same goal of uniting.
No. They mostly these are all, for instance, supposing there is a court case going on. There is a problem with the property. What do? You do this, everything will be fine. So I torture myself, hoping that this will. They are by and large, these are all laukika, worldly goals only. You can't even talk to them about any of these things that you have seen in the Sankhya or Yoga or Vedanta. They are not interested in this. They are okay. This is what I want. I will try different methods. Some people who are strong, they do it in their own way. And here you want to worship some higher powers, and then with that, so if somebody says, if you do this, everything will be fine, all right, then I will do. So he says that he asks Arjuna to be careful, not all worship is acceptable to me. Aharustvapi sarvasya trividho bhavati priyaha yajñas tapastatadanam tesham bhedam imam shrunum. Now he is going to talk about other things, and then what are the sattvic, rajasic, or the tamasic. Ahara means what? Food. Aharaha tu api sarvasya. All the food that we eat, trividho bhavati. It can be divided into three groups. Okay. Yajñas, tapas, tata. Likewise, yajña also can be divided into three, tapas also can be divided into three, dana, charity also can be divided into tesham bhedam imam shunu. Let me explain to you, which is sattvic charity, rajasic charity, or tamasic charity. Likewise, what is sattvic tapas, or sattvic penance, rajasic penance, and tamasic penance. Between the 8th and 10th slokas, he is going to talk about food, whatever he considered to be the sattvic food, and then many of the books, Hatha Yoga books, talk about these sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic food. Ayusattva balarogya sukha priti vivardhanaha rasya snigdha stira hridya aharaha sattvika priyaha. Ayuhu sattva bala sukha priti. Ayu means what? Ayu means long life, the food that gives you long life. Sattva. Sattva means here it makes your mind sattvic so that you can think properly. Sattva here refers to a sattvic buddhi. Bala. Bala means strength. Sukha. Sukha means arogya or health. Preeti. And then nice tasty food. All these things. Vivardhanaha. If all these things are what you call increased, such kind of food, and also rasyaha. Rasyaha means, rasa means essence. Rasa means essence. Rasa means, it should not be too dry, rasa. And snigdhaha. Snigdha means which are a bit sticky, Normally my teacher used to say snigdhaha. That's why he would say add, ghee every day, just 1 spoon of ghee every day, And then he would divide. There are many food items which are snigdha, but some of them are acceptable, some of them are not acceptable. Those accepted will include butter, ghee. On the other hand, there are certain vegetables in India, like it is also available here. When you boil it, it becomes sticky,
Okra.
Okra.
No, okra, yeah. No, not okra. I will come to the okra. This is a root,
Jerusalem artichoke.
Okay.
Arbuda.
Okay, right. That when you boil it, and then peel the skin, then it's very slippery, So that's very tasty. If you add a lot of masala to it, it's very tasty. But then it's not easy to digest, and it takes its own time. And then, so far the snigdhas are concerned, my guru would say, don't eat this kind of roots, but you must regularly eat okra. Okra should be eaten. That is good. That is good. He would say that. It helps to lubricate the joint, so a little bit of okra and these are acceptable, whereas the other one, because they have got other bad effects. So, anyway, snigdhaha, sthiraha means they'll give you stability. Hridyaha means you must feel good eating those food. Ahara, these ahara, sattvika priyaha. These food are acceptable for people who are sattvika. Sattvika people like this food. That's what it means. Okay. So if I don't like this food, maybe I'm not sattvic. Then katu, amla, lavana, tyushna, tikshna, ruksha, vidahinaha, ahara, rajasasyeshta, dukkha, shokamaya, pradaha. Katu, amla, lavana. Katu means Katu means bitter. Katu means bitter. Amla, very, very, very sour. Katu, amla, lavana, very salty, savory. Ati Ushna. This is a concept with Ayurveda and in India. Ati Ushna, certain foods are supposed to create a lot of heat in your body. Ati Ushna. Tikshna. Tikshna means sharp, sharp taste. Like jalapeno. Okay. Then Tikshna, Ruksha. Ruksha means very dry food. Vidahi. Vidahi means it creates a burning sensation in your stomach. That heartburn creates dukkha, shoka, amaya, pradaha. That, afterwards you feel uncomfortable, dukkha. When you eat some food, you feel uncomfortable after that, dukkha, shoka, I don't know. Sometimes some food creates depression in you, I don't know. Do foods create depression? I don't know. Okay, depression in you. And then some of them naturally can also create illness. Aharaha, these aharas, rajasasya, people who are rajasic, they like it. In India, especially from the Andhra Pradesh, I have seen them. They take so much of rice, and they kind of, mirchi.
Spices.
Yeah, green chilies, they will have one green lom, green chili in their left hand, they eat some food and then take a bite. I don't know how they can do that. My grandchildren, even the food that we eat, they say it is too spicy. They can't eat that. I find it quite comfortable. My wife, yeah. See, it's a question of degree, I guess, Okay, these are considered to be Rajasic people like this kind of food. Sattvic people like this kind of food. Rajasic people like the spicy food. So, spicy food is Rajasic. Okay. Yatayamam gatarasam puti paryushitam chayat uchishtamaphi chamedhyam bhojanam tamasa priyam. For tamasic people who like what? Yatayamam. Yatayama means, yama means what? One yama is 3 hours. Yama. So food that has been cooked 3 hours back, you are not supposed to eat after 3 hours, So the reason is that they become stale after 3 hours. That's what he says. But then, this was written when, the refrigeration was not available. So people argue, no, those days there was no refrigeration available. So now you cook everything, keep it inside the refrigerator and then eat after 3 days, 4 days, 1 week. It's okay. Anyway, yat yatayamam gata rasam, after 3 hours it starts losing its freshness. Puti means, after some time the food also gets, disintegrates. Paryushitam, old. Uchishtam, again this is another thing. Uchishta means something, something left over by somebody eating in a plate. Supposing I eat in a plate, whatever is remaining, nobody else should eat because it's called uchishta. It is not supposed to be good. Except the only exception is between husband and wife. They can share a plate, but nobody else. Supposing you eat something and then give the same thing to your children. No, that is not acceptable. Amedhyam is not pure, not clean. Bhojanam, such type of food are liked by tamasic people. Okay. Then we'll go to the 3 types of aradhana worship. Aphalakankshi viryajño vididrushto ya ijyate yashtayamyeveti manaha samadhaya satvikaha. Aphala angshibihi. Aphala means without thinking about the fruits of those actions. Akangshibihi, akangshibihi, without desire towards the results of the action. Yashtavyam eva iti. Yashtavyam eva iti. I have to do this, worship. This is my duty. Ishvara aradhana is considered to be one of the nitya karmas. What is my nitya karma? The thing that is one is supposed to do on a daily basis. Ishvara aradhana is considered one of the nitya karmas. So this is my duty. I have to do this. So I do Ishvara aradhana as a duty rather than, okay, I will do this. What will I get out of this? What will I get out of this? Ishvara aradhana is a duty I got to do. Ishvara aradhana. Yashtavyam eva iti. Yashtavyam iti. I got to do this. Yashtavya I must use it as a worship. Manaha samadhaya. Telling myself, no, I am not going to expect anything out of this. Manasa samadhaya. Vidhi drishtaha. Exactly as it is prescribed in the, for instance, I think I mentioned to you, every day in the morning we are supposed to do a ritual called Sandhya. It's basically a worship to the sun. And that Sandhya is got there is a Vidhi. Vidhi means the rules are there, First you do certain things, then sit down, do your pranayama, then do your Gayatri Japa, then do the Upasthana. These are all clearly described. So you have to do it as a duty. What do you get out of this? Nothing. What do you get by filing your tax returns? Nothing. If you don't file your returns, what? It is not good. So I got to file the returns. If you file the returns, you don't get anything. But if you don't file the returns, you get something. Likewise here, I do it as a duty. Every day in the morning, I have got to do Ishvara Pujana, or if you are a yogi, you call it as Ishvara Pranidhana, whatever. And there are rules. You have got to follow. If you want to worship Shiva, there are certain rules. If you want to worship Vishnu, there are certain rules. You follow this Agama rules and then practice this without expecting anything. If I do it, then that kind of aradhana or worship is known as the Sattvika aradhana. Abhisandayatu phalam dambartam api chaivayati ijyate bharata shreshta tam yajñam vidhi rajasam phalam. Result, abhisandaya, okay, desiring a particular dambartha, or for the sake of what you call show, Yet whatever ijyate, whatever is worship is done, bharata shreshta tam yajnam, that kind of yajna or worship, rajasam viddhi. See, this is also, you may find it, but this again happens quite often in India. What they do is, every now and then, they will decide, okay, I am going to do a Mrityunjaya Homa. Mrityunjaya Homa is a Homa for Mrityunjaya, or Sudarshana Homa. Is it okay if I say that? Sudarshana Homa, I want to do that. So then what do? They can quietly do that, but what they do, they try to invite number of people and then make it into a, you invite the Vedic Pandits and ask them to do it, that's okay. But then in addition to that, you bring a lot of people to come. The whole idea is they also can take part in that yajna, but then many times what we do is I try to do it as a, as an occasion to show off. Occasion to show off. If that is the attitude, if I don't do that way, it's okay. If I do it like that, not necessarily to do like one more occasion so that I can meet people, I can have so if I do that way, then he calls it as a rajasic kind of worship. Vidihinam asruštannam mantrahinam adakshinam shraddha virahitam yajnam tamasam parichikshate. Vidihinam, without following any of the rules. Don't follow any rules. Vidihinam. Asrishta annam. Asrishta annam means most of these should be followed by annadana. Annadana, annadana. Anna means food. Dana is to, you got to feed the poor people. Any yajna, it should be followed by feeding the poor. Annadana. Without annadana. Vidihinam, asrishtannam, mantrahinam. No mantras, no mantras. Mantrahinam, adakshinam. And then you don't use the mantra, so you don't have to get your the priest to come, so you don't have to pay him. Shraddha virahitam. Absolutely, there is no earnestness in it. That kind of yajna is called tamasam parichakshate. Then he talks about the tapas, satvika, rajasika. Is it clear? Whatever we have gone through here. Devadvija Guru Prajna Pujanam Shauchamarjavam Brahmacharyam Ahimsacha Shariram Tapa Uchyate. He says, Deva Dvija Guru Prajna Pujanam. Deva means the deities. You do the worship of the deities. Dvija means Brahmanas. Brahmanas who come and do the rituals for you. Guru, your teacher who has taught you everything. Prajna means scholars, wise people. Pujanam, worshipping them. Then Shaucha means cleanliness. We have come across that in yoga. Shaucham, Arjavam, straightforwardness. Brahmacharyam, control over the senses. Ahimsa also we know. Shariram tapaha uchyate. This is known as tapas pertaining to the body. Now tapas, sharira, mano, vakaya, he's going to talk about the other three. Anudvegakaram vakyam satyam priyahitam chayate swadhyaya abhyasanam chaiva vangmayam tapa uchyate. First he talked about the tapas with respect to the body. Now he is going to talk about tapas with respect to the speech. I speak. What is the sattvika tapas? Anudvegakaram. That is anudvegakaram, saying something which will not hurt other people. Satyam, it should be truth. Saying something which is arjava, straightforward, that is truth. Priyahitam, when you say that you should not hurt somebody else. Yatu vakyam, whatever you are able to say, that. Then additionally, swadhyaya adhyayanam, swadhyaya abhyasanam, or studying the Vedas. When you study the Vedas, you chant aloud. Sit down and chant aloud for an hour. So that is considered to be a vangmaya tapas. A tapas using your Vangmayam tapaha uchyate. So what is the tapas of the Vagindriya? Vagindriya is the instrument of speech. What is it? Speaking, speaking what is true, speaking what is kind, speaking something which will not hurt other people, and speaking something which will create goodwill among other people. In addition to that, chanting, all of them will be considered to be tapas of the Vagindriya. Now we go to the third. See, why does he talk about three? According to the old system, there are three karanas. What are the three karanas? Mano, Vak, Kaya. Manas means mind, Vak is speech, Kaya. We do all our activities with these three. We do activities with the body, we do activities with what? With speech, and also we think a lot. These are the three. And Patanjali is said to have written three texts to purify all these three activities. He wrote a book on grammar, that is why the Mahabhashya for grammar, Vak Shuddhi, Then he created a yoga for Manashuddhi, and also he said to have created a text on Ayurveda so that people could have healthy body. So all the three karanas were taken care of. So he is now talking about how to use the three karanas, Manaprasadaha saumyatvam maunam atma vinigraha bhavasham shuddhihi ityetat tapo manasam uchyate. Manaprasada means prasada is peace. Manaprasada, prasada means clarity or peace. When the mind is clear, saumyatvam means friendliness or kindness, compassion. Maunam, not talking unnecessarily. Vinigraha, self-control through the mind. Bhava samshuddhihi, what you call good attitude, good thoughts. Iti etat, all these manasam tapaha uchyate. Okay, these are considered to be tapas of the mind. The moment I get evil thoughts, I immediately try to remove it. If I get krura thoughts, I immediately try to remove this. So this is the way I maintain the tapas of the mind. What are the three tapas now? Mano, Vak, Kaya. The tapas of the mind is keeping the mind clean, with not allowing the mind to think of the other kinds of thoughts. That is one. Chanting the Vedas and also speaking nicely, speaking the truth. That will be tapas of the Vagindriya. And then finally, Sharira tapas, we have already described it. Shraddhaya paraya taptam tapas tatribhitham naraihi apalakankshibhihi yuktaihi satvikam parichakshate. That is, those people who do not hanker after the results of their activities, and then the mind established in yoga, yogic people, paraya shraddhaya, with great effort, taptam means doing tapas, tat trividaha. Okay, all the three tapas that has been mentioned, the three shlokas. The three shlokas he talked about the Vak tapas, Manas tapas, and also Sharira tapas. He says all the three mentioned, the three shlokas earlier, they are called Sattvika tapas. Now he go to the Rajasika tapas. Satkaramana puja artam tapodam bhena chaivayate kriyate tadihi proktam rajasam chalam adhruvam. Satkara mana puja artam, expecting other people to, oh yes, we came to your house, the puja that you did, oh, it was wonderful, You expect other people to praise you. If you do any puja, and many times it happens in India, Every time, I organize a huge, religious function, invite a number of people, and everybody comes and says, okay, did a wonderful job. That is my expectation. I expect I am doing everything. In my heart of hearts, I think, okay, I am doing everything of God. But in the back of my mind, I am expecting everybody to come and say, okay, what a wonderful job you did. The same thing could have done quietly, without anybody, without anybody knowing it. Anyway, that he calls this as Rajasik. Satkaramana pujartam, expecting praise, dambhena yevacha, and also with damba, with I can do this, I am able to do this, I can organize a huge thing. Yet tapaha, whatever tapas is done, kriyate. In fact, for instance, you may be familiar with the story of Daksha. You remember Daksha? Daksha Yajna? Yeah, Daksha did yajna, he did yajna, it was not according to the way it is supposed to be done. He said, I won't make an offering to Shiva because, he didn't like his daughter marrying Shiva. But then, according to the Vidhi, the first offering should go to Shiva, according to that particular yajna. You bend the rules according to your desires. I bend the rules. That's what he did. Daksha yajna. And then why did he do that? He invited everybody. He wanted to show that he is bigger than Shiva. That was his goal. Satkaramana pujartam tapodam bhena chaivayate kriyate tadihi proktam rajasam chalam adhruvam. Satkaramana pujartam. Okay, dambhena yevacha, and also with a lot of damba or conceit. Yat tapaha, whatever tapas kriyate is performed, iha chalam adhruvam, then it is only temporary. After the yajna is over, no, my mind is going to be after other things, This I do it for a short period of time. My mind is focused on this for a short period of time, okay, and it is not firm. Okay, whereas a Sattvika person does it for his, does it as a routine. Every day he will do his routine thing without anybody knowing about it. Whereas here you do it once in a while, do it a big show, and then it has become temporary and then not firm. It's not firm, isn't it? You are doing it for a short period of time. And such kind of tapas, he says, rajasika. The next one, 19. Muda grahenatmano yat pidaya kriyate tapaha parasyot sadhanartham va tat tamasam udahritam. Muda grahena, without muda grahena, as I told you, somebody tells you, you do this, you go ahead and do it. Muda grahena. Atmanaha, oneself. Pidaya, pidaya means completely torturing oneself. Parasya utsadenartham, and also for the sake of destroying somebody else. You see some of the, some of the pishachas, some of the yaksha, rakshasas, those, those forces are capable of harming somebody else. So you try to please them and then tell them, and I don't know whether you are familiar with this. It is quite common. It is quite common, black magic or spell on somebody else. That's what he says is tamasic. That kind of tapas is called tamasic. What we got to understand is these were prevalent at that time, and then he wants to warn everybody to be careful about, every tapas is not tapas, every aradhana is not aradhana. You have to be careful about the whole thing. Mudagrahena atmanaha pidaya utsadana artham va, or to destroy somebody. Itu tapaha, what has tapas is done. In fact, there is a story, I don't know whether, the Asura king, Vritrasura, he wanted a son who could destroy Indra. Indra is the boss of the opposite camp, the Devas. So what did he do? He took a mantra, but then he went on saying that, but then it's a samasa, it is a compound word. So the mantra can be interpreted as a son to kill Indra or a son that can be killed by Indra. So the swaras were not properly chanted, so over a period of time it meant I want a son who could be killed by Indra. And he got a son, he was subsequently killed by Indra. So the tapas was done not for any good intentions, he wanted to destroy somebody else. So the people do tapas like that. People do. You may remember, many people, if you look at the old text, the Puranas, there are a number of people who do tapas. Bhagirath is said to have done tapas so that he could get the Ganga water from the Himalayas. He wanted the water to flow down the Himalayas to the plain so that his forefathers could be helped because of the bad deeds they did. So that was, he had no other goal. Likewise Dhruva, he did tapas. He did tapas so that he could sit in his father's lap. That was his goal. He was a young boy, kid, but still, there is a motive. There is a motive. The moment there is a motive, then it becomes a rajasic. Okay, is it clear? 3 types of tapas. Then 3 types of dana. What is dana? Charity. Charity, everybody gives charity. Okay, we'll go to the first one. Datavyam iti yaddanam diyete anupakarine deshe kale cha patre cha taddanam satvikam smrutam. Deshe at the right place, kale at the right time, patre to the right person, datavyam, this should be giving is my duty, datavyam iti anupakarine, even to those people who will not return your favor, they may take it, they don't have the means to. Normally we give gifts, you give a gift and then you expect a return gift, So this is anupakarani, I give it to somebody who deserves help. I don't expect anything out of that. If I am able to do charity like this, yatu danam diyate, tatu danam satvikam smrutam, that is considered to be smrutam. There is a beautiful shloka. Upakarishu yas sadhu tasya sadhutve ko gunaha apakarishu yas sadhu saha sadbhi uchyate. Upakarishu, supposing somebody helps me, upakarishu yaha sadhu, I am nice to him. He helped me, so I help him whenever it is necessary. I would not help him if he had not helped me earlier. I help him because he helped me. He scratched my back, so I scratch his back. Upakarishu yes sadhu, that goodness of helping somebody just because he had helped me earlier, that is what is there great in the world. Apakarishu yes sadhu, the person who is able to help somebody else who has harmed you earlier, saha sadbhi uchite, such a person is talked about in this world. That's the shloka. So this is the same idea. When I am able to give dana, charity, irrespective of whether that person is going to help me or he has harmed me already, if I am able to, because he deserves that, he needs that at that particular time, at the appropriate time, if I am able to give what is required, and such is called a Sattvika Dana, charity which is Sattvika. I don't think, if I find somebody needs help, I go and help. I don't even think whether he did, whether he did anything earlier to me, was he good to me earlier? No, I don't even think about it. So if I can do that, I can say that kind of dana is Sattvika Dana. Yattu pratyupakarartham phalam uddishya va punaha diyate che pariklishtam taddanam rajasam smrutam. But yaha, whichever, pratyupakarartham, either as a return to a favor given to you, or you give something expecting a return favor, such kind of what you call dana, or phalan uddishya, you said already I will do it, later on he will be able to help me, phalam uddishya, punaha pariklishtam. And also sometimes you give, it could happen, supposing there is a wedding, I got to give a gift. So what do? I don't feel like giving, but still, because everybody is giving, I also have to give. So that kind also is called Rajasa. You give even though you don't want to give, you feel compelled to. You obligated, you feel obligated, yes. If you give as an obligation, then such also is called Rajasic. Diyate taddanam rajasam smrutam. We'll go to the next one. Adesha kale yaddanam matrapyebhyascha diyate asritkritam avajnatam tattamasam udahritam. Adesha kale, giving dana in an improper place. Apratrebhyaha, giving to people who don't deserve it. Asatkritam means without humility, there are certain texts which say that when you give to somebody, you must feel you are inferior to the other person. That kind of humility should be there. But whereas in this case, okay, I can give, I got lot of things to give, whereas this person has got nothing to, he is at my feet. With that attitude, if I am able to give, avajnatam sometimes with contempt, you take it, go, again this is very common in India, avajnatam. Tat tamasam udakritam, that is considered to be tamasam. Om tat saditi nirdesho brahmanaha trivida smritaha brahmanastena vedasya yajnasya vihitaha puraha. Om tat sat. Are you familiar with this term? Om tat sat. This is a Vedic term. Normally when you chant or do a Vedic activity, ultimately you say Om tat sat. Om represents the ultimate reality. Tat, that ultimate reality. Sat, it is real. Om tat sat. Okay, now he is taking that and then explains Om tat sat iti, Brahmanaha of the Brahman, Trividaha, Nirdeshaha, Smritaha. So the Brahmana, the ultimate reality, is explained in three words. Om is one word, Tat is another word, Sat is another word. Tena, by that, Brahmanaha means the Vedic scholars, Vedaha, all the Vedas also, Yajnaha, the various religious rites, Pura in the olden days, Vihitaha, they were based on the, based on these three words of the Brahman. The Brahman, Om is one, Tat, you will find in many places the word Tat is used, Om Tat Sat also is used. These are the three words used to represent the ultimate Brahman. Tasmat Omiti Udahritya Yajnadana Tapakriyaha Pravartante Vidhanoktaha Satatam Brahmavadinam. Tasmat, therefore, Omiti, chanting Om, Udahritya, chanting Om, Brahmavadinam means people who know the Vedas, Vidhana Uktaha Yajnadana Tapakriyaha. Vidhana Uktaha, when they chant the Vedas, Yajna, Dana, Tapakriyaha, or when they do the religious rites, or when they give charity, or do tapas, Pravartante, all the activities start with Om. All these activities start with Om, isn't it? Om iti Brahma prasauti, the Lord created the universe chanting Om. Om ityagnihotra manujanati, the Agnihotra, the religious, fire worship is started by chanting Om. Like that, where Om is used is described in the Vedas. They tell you where Om is used. Okay, that's what he has taken up and then he is mentioning here. tati iti anabhisandhaya phalam yajñatapakriyaha danakriyasya vividaha kriyante mokshakangshibihi tati iti. What is meant by tat? Now he is taking the next word. Have you come across the word tat anywhere else? Om tat sat, that's what he said. Anywhere else? Tat savituhu vareniyam, right? Any other place? Tattvamasi, the most important, tat tvamasi. Instead of saying Om tvamasi, he says tat. He used the word tat. Tat means that. Taditi anabhisandhaya phalam yajñatapakriyaha danakriyasya vividaha kriyante mokshakangshibihi tat iti. The word tat, chanting tat. Phalam, phala means results. Anabhisandhaya, without expecting anything. Anabhisandhaya, mokshakangshibihi, only with the desire to attain moksha. What is moksha? Moksha is the ultimate release. Moksha is interpreted differently by different philosophies. Moksha is where you reach Brahmanhood. According to some philosophies, moksha is where you are able to reach the Lord. Moksha is basically a state where you are able to overcome the necessity to be born again. The rebirth is completely avoided in moksha. You are released. Moksha means release. Release from what? Release from punaravriti. Release from taking another birth. Taditi phalam anabhisandhaya, without expecting anything from the activities, moksha kangshabhihi, only desiring the moksha, vividaha, many types of yajna tapakriyaha. Yajna means the sacrifices, tapaha means penance, kriyaha, other kriyas, dana kriyaha, and also doing dana, kriyante, are being done. So, in all these activities, the word tat is used. Sadbhave sadhubhave cha sadityetat prayujyate prashaste karmani tata sat shabdaha partha yujyate. Now the third word sat is there. Sat is again used in the Vedas. Sadeva somya idamagra asiti ekameva advitiyam. Satyeva idamagra asit. Only sat was there in the beginning. Sadeva somya. The word sat is used to indicate the tat here. The tat that is mentioned, Om that is mentioned, is also known as sat. Sat means that which exists. Sat means that which exists. Sadeva somya idamagra. Only Brahman existed in the beginning. Sadeva somya idamagra asit. Okay. Partha, what is Partha? Partha is Arjuna. Sadbhave. Okay. Sadbhave, the word sat is used to indicate sat means truth. So the only thing that exists forever is sat, and that is true. Only truth exists forever. Sadbhave, sadhubhave cha. Sadhu means what you call auspiciousness. Sadhubhave cha, auspiciousness. Meaning of sadhu, sat iti etat. Sat iti etat. This word sat, prayujyate is used. Is it clear? The word sat is used to indicate truth and also indicate auspiciousness. Tata, there, like similarly, prashaste karmani, on all good activities, prashaste karmani, sat shabdaha, the word sat is, yujyate is used. Okay? Om is used in beginning most of the religious activities. Tat is used, I think we have seen it in the previous shloka, he says sat is used to indicate truth and also auspiciousness. We'll go to the next one. Yajñe tapasi dane cha stitihi saditi chochyate karma chaiva tadarthiyam sadityeva bhidhiyate. Again, sat is also used in yajñe, in many of the yajñas. Tapasi in tapas, dane in charity. Stitaha, they are well established in these three activities. Satiti uchyate, the word sat is used in all these three. Further, tadarthiyam, for that sake, karma cha eva, even the karmas, satiti abhidiyate. All the activities associated with that are also known as satkarmas. Satkarma, we use the word satkarma, and they are used for all the activities where sat is used. Ashraddheya hutam dattam tapastaptam kritam chayate asadit yuchyate partha nacha tat pretya no iha. Now, if you say this or sat, then the other activities done which do not follow, which not conform to what Krishna has said in the earlier shlokas, will be called asat, asat karma. Ashraddhaya means without shraddha, without, oh yeah, I have to do it, let me do it. Ashraddhaya. Taptam tapaha, all the tapas that is done, ashraddhaya, without earnestness. Or dattam, or charity given, kritam cha, or activities that are done without earnestness, yat asat iti uchyate. All such karmas are called asat, or asat means what? Asat means not sat. Partha tat pretya, okay, that kind of tapas, that kind of a pretya means after death. That is, it will not take you to, it is not like the punya karmas which are likely to take you to heaven. This kind of tapas will not take you anywhere. You will not get anything out of this. These are not considered to be satkarma. Only satkarma takes you to higher worlds and further pretya. And also it doesn't give you any benefit in this world. So you are just wasting your time doing tapas on a rajasic method. Then